She earned her fame and she kept her name, that Western lady of long ago, lovely Kitty Wilkins, the rancher's daughter, the legendary horse queen of Idaho. Little did her parents ever dream, when they married back in 1853, they would spawn a girl child of such renown as little baby Catherine turned out to be. Her daddy, J.R., gave her 2 gold coins on her birthday when she reached age 2. She hid them away till she was full grown, and the $40 gold made her dreams come true. Elusive gold fever struck the family hard, lured from one boom town in the west to another. Oklahoma's Boise City in '69, Tuscarora, Nevada in '77. She went with her family and Johnny, her brother. Educated in a college in Old California, trained in classical piano was she, a symbol of sophistication in the golden age. She was as refined as any lady could be. She entertained the miners in Tuscarora, charmed them with her musical ability, fell in love with the handsome rancher, Jack Bird, who courted her with sweet sincerity. The star-crossed romance was never to be, as fate intervened with dread. A gunfight over an old water hole left her handsome young sweetheart lying dead. She kept his memory alive in her heart and never married till the end of her days, turned her passion to the love of good horses, and thoroughly learned the equine ways. In 1880, the Wilkins family took a band of horses through the Bruneau Valley on the Oahe Plateau, a vast and rugged high desert range in the southwestern corner of Idaho. On lands first settled by 3 bold men, David Shirk, Henry Miller, and one Con Shea, Texas Longhorns by the thousands in the 60s and 70s, they drove up the trail to Idaho way. Ann Murphy was a neighbor rancher out there, her log cabin nestled in a valley deep, hard by the hot springs bubbling up between 2 mountains, rugged and steep. The closest rail line was at American Falls, a very great distance away, from the place called the Valley of Tall Grass by those early day ranchers who chose to stay. In the turbulent year of '78, Kitty was a witness to the Bannock War, while the horses increased on the sagebrush plain. By '87, she was selling them for her dad, J.R. Her 2 $20 gold pieces bought a little filly, and from that small and humble start grew the greatest horse herd the West ever saw, and Catherine Wilkins was its soul and its heart. Ranching requires knowledge of managing men, was her philosophy and her creed. Her ranch hands were handled with an iron will, and her judgment of horse flesh met all her need. To become the woman that was known to the world as the horse queen of Idaho, wined and dined and fawned upon in the eastern cities where she would often go. She traveled alone and carried 2 trunks, one for evening gowns and one for work clothes. Dressed as a fine Victorian lady should, from her coiffed hairdo to the tip of her toes. She rode side saddle while out on the range, hired only top hands for her cowboy crew, tolerated no cruelty to livestock and horses, and the nabobs of the world gave her full due. By 1900, the Wilkins herd numbered 16,000. She shipped half in 30 carloads to Kansas City, Mo. An upright diamond on the left flank of each, Kitty's horses were famous wherever they'd go. The U.S. cavalry needed horses of the best to hold their own against Arapaho and Sioux. When they rode Wilkins mounts, the soldiers felt sure that Kitty's strong horses would carry them through. Great Britain sought Kitty and her diamond brand when the Boer War erupted on African soil. Then came the Great War to end all wars, and Flanders Field groaned under blood and toil. 500,000 horses, those noble beasts, sent to the front, were not acclimated first by ignorant politicians and officers, thus doomed to die in the field as if they were cursed. Only the tough little Brumbies saved the day from Australia under Banjo Patterson's command. In North Africa, the Allies victory gave, and General Allenby conquered that sunburned land. With war needs over and the West giving way to gadgets powered by gas and steam, noisy metal monsters that ripped the earth, once that was broken by a plow and a team. It was the last hurrah for the outlaws, too, when the Wild Bunch went on a spree, robbed a bank and went amok and fled that day in 1900 on September 3. They rode hard and fast to a place called Shoshone, past Johnny Wilkins' ranch on the way, stole 3 white Arabians and Powerface Kitty's mount. Butch Cassidy himself stole her horse that day. On the rodeo circuit, the horse was still king, and Wilkins cowboys were the very best. They took arenas by storm from Prescott to Cheyenne and kept alive the traditions of the West. Hugo Strickland was Kitty's top hand. He was world champion bronc rider for many years. Buffalo Bill Cody and Tex Austin shows used Wilkins cowboys to thunderous cheers. Then civilization smothered the open range. All the vast herds vanished with the wind. Buffalo and longhorns, cowboy and horses, the world would never see their likes again. Her money gone, her horses gone, and the ranch on the sagebrush plain. Retired in Glenn's Ferry, died in 1936, buried in Mountain Home. Neither time nor death could tarnish her fame. Her indomitable spirit lit up the West and filled it with a brilliant glow. Pretty Kitty Wilkins, the Victorian rancher, the stalwart horse queen of Idaho. Thank you.